Hello there. I just wanted to take a few moments and show you the basics of how you might use hexagonal thinking as a digital platform in your classroom to be able to have students make connections with key ideas in an area of thinking. What you'll see here is a Google slide that has been created. And I just want to highlight that this learning came from the Cult of Pedagogy podcast with Jennifer Gonzales. And so I'm super grateful for that learning. And using Google Slides as a digital tool to be able to share this. This could be shared with students as an individual template where the students can edit their own version. You could do that in Google Classroom. Additionally, it could be a collaborative activity sent out as an editable template to a number of students in Google Classroom, or it could be shared with students through their Google account. So I've described a number of ways that Google might provide some tools and some strategies to be able to share this and use this in the classroom with students. So this is an example of how the hexagons with key terms inside them have been moved to be able to represent different connections that take place between each of the words and the key terms here. So this can be used in many different curricular areas to be able to highlight those connections. The arrows that you see here represent different moments where the student or learner has been asked to highlight and describe the connection. And you can see in this specific example, this audio clip here represents that this was an audio recording that was then embedded into the Google slide. So that does not have to be the way this is done. You could have students just do this and then record a screencast video of their descriptions and of their connection making. You could also have them write about some different connections, but this is just a digital embedding of all of those thinking pieces as well. So in this specific example, all of the bits are here to be able to use, as well as the description of how to do hexagonal thinking. So if this were sent to students, their goal would be to simply click on the hexagons and move them together to be able to describe the connections between them. And if they wanted to put things in different spots, they would be basically every connection would be unique to those students and their specific thinking. If you wanted to be able to highlight different reasons that different terms had been pulled together, you could have students describe a connection and indicate which connection they were going to describe. But the idea would be that you could have these assembled in any specific way and that you could look at those results that the student or students had made to be able to understand a little bit more about their thinking. So this template could be shared by clicking and dragging. That would be one easy way to be able to do that process. And then to be able to highlight or share the recording of the connections, you could use Screencastify, or you could use an audio recording, or simply have students write about that. If there are any additional questions on how you might share this with students or how you might use this template with your students and how to do hexagonal thinking, don't hesitate to reach out. The second video that I will have here is to how to create this template for your own students. Thank you.